61616161616. Y'all, I got another game review for y'all. This is the Mavs versus the Wolves game 2. Let's get into it. So, first quarter, I didn't really know how this game was gonna go because Cat contributed so well in the last game that I was like, hey, if he gets started, then it's gonna be a long game for Dallas. But he ended up getting into some foul trouble and he sat, which was in this game and in this case particularly good for the Wolves because Nas Reed, oh my God. That boy had that flamethrower. He had that torch, Nick. Hey, Nas Reed was scooping that bit. Oh, hey. So it was bad. If you're a Wolves fan, when you see Cat sit down after the game that he had last game and how effective he was getting down low and exposing matchups, and just he's such a factor when he crashes the glass. It seems like he could really get every rebound if he puts his mind to it. So, yeah. And then in the second quarter, the Wolves, they were going on a run, and Luka was struggling. Kyrie was struggling. He didn't really get going, but man, Minnesota was up 20, but Minnesota was up 20, but we're in a league today where 20 points is practically nothing. Like 20 points is not even really a lead in today's era. Like you can get 20 points in the blink of an eye and the snap of a finger. And this is at halftime. So I'm like, okay, if Luka and Kyrie continue to have this game, then okay. If not, then we'll see how it goes. And of course, Luka got it going in that third, and they were just really killing Minnesota in the drop coverage, which is always a concern. And it was a concern of mine before, this series was like, how is Rudy even going to be able to play? Because they're literally just going to take advantage of him in drop coverage. And with as good as PJ Washington has been shooting, even though he hasn't shot as well in this series, that's like, it's going to be hard to rotate, you know what I'm saying, and get out to shooters and shit like that. Even Derrick Jones has hit a couple in that OKC series. So it's like, man, like, I just don't know how that's going to work. So that third quarter, they end up chopping the lead down. Kyrie gets going slowly with those. I think he hit 2 threes before they called a timeout. They went on like a 27 or 21-7 run. And the Mavs were just like that. They're right back into it. But I feel like when it came to late game, I was like, hey, Ant's got to be aggressive. I know Nas Reed has had a hell of a shooting night, but go to the rim. You know what I'm saying? Go to the rim and get fouled because, of course, everyone's going to be there to meet you at the rim. So just go and draw a foul, especially late game. Like, during the game, I understand making the right play and hitting Nas and whatnot. But it's like, late game, it needs to be on you, regardless of the game that anyone else has had. I mean, even though he made the right play in the end and it just didn't go their way. And I said to myself that Minnesota, it's just, they make young mistakes. Like, 2 possessions that stuck out to me at the end of the game was the one possession where Ant had Derek Lively out there. And he picked up his dribble and he started pivoting and he didn't get anywhere with his pivot. So after like 3 pivots, he hits the corner where he thought Nas Reed was going to be, but Nas was up there. But Nas ran up to go get the ball at like the left wing or whatever. And I'm like, see, that's a young kind of, you know what I'm saying? Not rookie. These niggas ain't rookies, but that's a young man mistake. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, okay, you've been praising, to me, Jaden McDaniels was open. If you were looking for the right play, not only were you guys up by 2 and you could live with that shot, but Ant trusts his teammates, and in every press conference, he always gives praise to Jaden McDaniels and props to Jaden McDaniels. Now, today, he was more just being the regular Jaden McDaniels, not the Jaden McDaniels from game 1. And the Jaden McDaniels from game 1 was shooting the fucking air out the ball. That nigga, he had a crazy game 1, just like Nas Reed had a crazy game 2. Jaden McDaniels didn't shoot that crazy this game. But I'm like, why would you not? The right play was the pass out there. And PJ, and when you look at the replay, PJ, and of course, y'all, I know how it is. Like, I played the sport before. So I know, like, Anyone who plays the sport can tell you, like, in real time, I understand it's different. But it's like, hey, PJ literally his head wasn't under the rim, but he was within the free throw lane line. So it's like, and he's got to close out to McDaniels. I would have made that pass, but that's not what happened. And then he ended up just passing it to the corner. But it's like, I don't know why you thought Nas was going to be standing. He was in the corner. That too, like, you have to be conscious of that. Like, he's right in the corner, right next to Kyle Anderson. So it's like, and you just picked up your dribble after pivoting 3 times. So we're thinking you're in trouble, you're in help. It's either about to be a jump ball or a turnover if I don't go get the ball. So I can understand why Nas cut up, but I can also understand why Ant, you know what I'm saying? I understand. And his back was turned. He didn't turn around until after he passed it, or like the last pivot, and then he passed it, whatever. That was one play that stuck out to me. The other play that stuck out to me was Luka's game winner. This is when I say again, young niggas like Jaden McDaniels, you have to know that you can't leave Rudy on that island. As soon as who was out there, Lively or Gafford, fuck it doesn't matter. But when they went up to set that screen for Luka, it was Lively. When Lively goes, because I still got the game on right now, with Inside the NBA talking, and I hate that their show's going because, Shaq and Kenny and Ernie and Chuck, and now they got Draymond on here, and Draymond's still hating on fucking Rudy. I don't know what that nigga got going on. But whatever. Like, anyway, when Derek Lively came up to set the screen for Luka, I said, don't switch. You cannot switch. If you go under and he takes an early open shot, we can live with that because we still got an opportunity to go down there and win the game. But if we switch, it's guaranteed. It is guaranteed that he will put Rudy Gobert's arse in a pressure cooker. I knew it. When I watched it, and Jay McDaniels just allowed himself to get, he didn't fight over, he didn't fight under. I would have rather him, you know what I'm saying? I would have wanted him to fight through the screen, but it's like, nigga, do something. Fight over or fight under. But you absolutely cannot. I said in the timeout, as soon as the Mavs called timeout, I said to myself, oh my God, Jaden McDaniels, you cannot switch. You cannot switch under no circumstances. Damn it, if we give away a free layup, but you cannot switch. And of course, Jaden McDaniels gets screened by Derek Lively. He sits on Derek Lively, and I immediately am screaming on my TV, no! Before Luka even took the shot, before he did any size-up dribbles, before he, made Rudy look god-awful, I said no. I said no. I said no. I said no. That's game. And of course, I didn't even look at the TV. I literally went to the bathroom, came back, and seen the replay because I knew it was going to happen. You can't leave Rudy out there. Everyone knows Rudy is a great rim protector. Rudy is a great, defensive interior kind of guy. You know what I'm saying? He's getting better with his finishes. He needs to get better hands, but I would never, ever, I feel like fucking Jericho, ever leave Rudy out for the game. You know what I'm saying? Like, during the game, whatever, okay. I still wouldn't do it then. But, my nigga, for the game winner to take another one in our crib, nigga, no way. That can't happen. Jay McDaniels, you cannot switch. You cannot switch. You cannot switch. You cannot switch. I'd rather y'all trap the nigga, hedge, something, nigga, something. Ice it and depend on, so it's like, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it was a great game from both sides. I don't have a horse in this race. I do currently, I'm not going to lie, even though I don't like telling y'all personal info about me, but I do currently reside in Texas, but I'm not a Texas fan. I'm from Georgia, so, I really don't have a horse in this race, but I mean, it's a good game for both. Game 3 in the Airline Center, which is like literally fucking, even though I'm probably not, well, there is no probably not. I'm not going to go. If you don't have tickets, hey, they're 2 games away from going in the finals, and they have a chance to close it out at the crib. Nigga, there's not going to be a seat open. And if you already didn't pay for that shit, if you already ain't got your tickets, nigga, you're not going. But yeah, shit. I don't have a horse in this race. Good game from both sides, but the Timberwolves need to come up with something. When I say something, I mean like a way to a defensive strategy where, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. A better way to play the screens, because drop coverage, especially now, you guys gave Kyrie a little bit rhythm. He still plays shitty this game, but you guys gave Luka rhythm. So that drop coverage, I'm sorry, that's not gonna do it. Um, they're gonna have a field day with them, and honestly, I don't know, but I feel like the Wolves have so many great defenders on this team that they're gonna be able to rotate. You know what I'm saying? So if you got to do something to where you can make something happen and motherfuckers can rotate, like, okay, like whatever you decide, I don't know, but figure something out. But it's like offensively, aside from Ant getting going like very slow and getting his teammates involved and not really taking some opportunities for himself, the Wolves are pretty much playing, damn it, as good as you can. Aside from the drop coverage and Ant getting going late, the Wolves are playing great. Like, what the fuck do you want? I mean, fucking first game, McDaniels gave you 5-6 of them bitches. And that's not regular. This game, Nas Reed gives you 5-6 of them bitches. Game one, Kyle Anderson with that slow ass, weak ass jump shot, gave you like fucking double digits with that slow ass shit. I mean, his name's Slow Mo. And my dad's a Grizzlies fan. I don't know if he was upset that they traded him or not. I don't know. I think as long as he got a job, they don't care. But whatever. Yeah, Kyle Anderson gives you some off the bench. He contributes. This game, what's that nigga's name? Shay's cousin. That nigga is hitting this game like he wasn't hitting last game. So it's like you got contributions all over the board for the Wolves. They just got to figure out something better than drop coverage. You know what I'm saying? Because they're just getting killed. But aside from that, Ant's got to get going. But at the same time, I can't even say Ant's got to get going, because anytime he drived and he hit Nas Reed, like, it was money. Y'all want to keep helping, bringing 3 and 4 Mavs players down here, that's cool. My man's is out there. He finna knock this shit down, so it is what it is. So I'm like, the Wolves is playing great. It just comes down to the defensive strategy with screens. And it also comes to late game execution. There's just some shit you can't do late game. Anyway, thank y'all for being here for the review. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share this to the team, share this to your friends. Don't give a fucking them out.